Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, how are you? I hope you always healthy and happy. And don't forget to always obey healthy protocol. Okay, we are from Group 4 with member Afrizal Giran Ramadan, Anggi Enandia, Arina Manasikana, and Ayu Rahmawati. And we will explain about the eye contact, thumb up, high five, giving chang, crooked finger, smiling, finger on the nose and lips, shaking your head and nodding your head. Okay, let's check this out. The Western culture. In Western culture, the eyes are considered to indicate the center of a person's focus. So, if someone doesn't make eye contact in a conversation, it can be considered insulting. A lot of people will find him disinterested and as consider a distraction as a signal of being distracted. Next, Middle Eastern culture. Eye contact is less common and considered less appropriate than in Western culture. There are strict gender rules where women shouldn't make too much eye contact with men, as this could be mistaken for attraction. Next, Asian culture. In countries such as China and Japan, eye contact is not considered a basic for social interaction. In fact, it is often considered inappropriate. In such an authoritarian culture, it is believed that subordinates shall not make frequent eye contact with superiors. African and Latin American culture. In many circumstances, intense eye contact is considered aggressive, confrontational, and extremely disrespectful. Next, thumbs up. In Indonesia, the symbol is used to giving a appreciation to someone with the meaning of good job, or it can be also okay, okay, good, or etc. Then Americans also use this signal to ask for a ride to a passing car or the road. But we have to be careful using it if we are in Iran, Iraq, Thailand, Italy, and Bangladesh. Because in the country the thumb ups signal as a negative meaning. Thumb ups in this country is the same as hitting up the middle finger, which means fuck you. Giving the thumbs up symbol to a Thai person will feel insult and eventually become angry. Because in the symbol means an insult in Thailand. Okay, enough for my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Japan have a lot of different gestures. There are close to 100 different gestures regularly used by Japanese people to communicate with friends, relatives, and the general public. While most of those used by Western countries are crude or considered insulting, the Japanese rely on hand gesture to communicate everything from basic requests to expressing emotion and personal preference. Those visiting who don't speak Japanese often rely on the use of hand gesture to get around, which can be bemusing. Considering some meaning total opposite to what has been learned back home. Some common gestures have spread globally, making them more identifiable and are even mimicked by foreigners. However, in many cases, their significance has been lost or misinterpreted. For example, calling someone forward or backwards. When you're called over by somebody or standing in a line and asked to move forward, you'll see this beckoning movement. The hand gesture used looks more like the person is trying to show you away than motion you towards them. And what to look for? The person's hands will be palm down with the fingers on front. They will track their fingers inward to their palm, then flick them back out straight. Okay. The flick outward seems more prominent, making it look like they are telling you to move away. With your hands, Indonesia loves to smile. I think the nickname bland smile probably exists in several languages. The facial expression characterized by turning up the corners of the mouth usually shows pleasure or amusement. These days, however, many Indonesians will cover their mouth in smiling or laughing. There are two reasons for that. First, it's still a part of Indonesia culture to appear more refined or demure. This cultural habit is also reinforced and popularized by Japan and Korea, where pop and TV stars will generally do the same thing for the same reason.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Anggir Nandia and I will continue the explanation from my friend. Here I will explain about body language. There are two material or subject that I will explain, namely high five and giving gems. Without further ado, I will explain on the first point, which is related to the high five. What exactly is a high five? High five is often seen and used as a gesture of greeting, elation, celebration, or congratulation in our society. Okay, I will demonstrate high five with my friend. This is the example of high five. The use of high five in a country has pros and cons. In African countries, high five is a natural thing. When they meet with clients or friends, then they will greeting with high five. However, in the state of Las Vegas, high five is considered not a polite thing. Even from them, they are never allowed to handshake or speak gift. Therefore, we must be careful when using gesture, not to be seen as condescending. This action can sabotage a relationship. For the second subject, I will explain about giving gems. What exactly is giving gems? Giving gems is that we give something to others. For example, it can be in the form of gems. Giving goods. Well, here there is etiquette or something that needs to be obeyed when we give goods or service to other people, which of course every country has different. Okay, I will give an example of giving gems. Continuing the discussion, here I will distinguish between Korean and Indonesia. Korean avoid touching strangers, particularly between members of the opposite sex, but between the same sex as well. Whereas in Indonesia, touching when giving an item is not a problem, but if it is with the opposite sex, it might be different again. Because Muslim, it's taboo for unrelated men and women to have bodily contact. Several things that need to be underlined. The avoidance of body contact or giving gems with body contact does not necessarily signify rejection or discrimination. It might be customary or even a sign of respect. That's enough for me. For the next material will be present by my friend.
Okay, well, for the next body language or gesture is very unique. And don't let this be confused. If you are in Bulgaria, Nodding your head, it is mean refusing something or saying no. And then shaking your head is a sign that someone agrees or indicates says yes to something. And whereas in Indonesia, the nodding gesture means agreeing or saying yes to something, and shaking your head means that it is like refusing something or saying no. And so this body language has the opposite meaning of Bulgaria. For example, body language learning, and like this. And the neck. In Indonesia, the index finger of the right hand is straightened and attached to the lip and nose, which means silence or ask someone to be quiet. Usually, this is done by people who do not want to be caught hiding where or so on. And while in Japan, the index finger of the right hand that is straightened and attached to the nose and lip has meaning I. That is to speech my single person. Mid conversation, we make see a native touch their forefinger to their nose, especially if trying to communicate with a non-Japanese speaker. It is not that they are trying to make you laugh or tell you there is food on your face, but rather a way of saying I. This video for example body language for finger. Okay, maybe those are some examples of differences in body language and gesture from two countries that can be conveyed from our groups. If there is a we apologize. Thank you so much. And akhiru kalam, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you again. Bye bye.